and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and we're stitching Advent. So yesterday I did this running stitch on the diamond lines, and I did this flower with you. Well then, since you've been gone, I've added the pearls. No, I think I did them with you, but I've added the flower to the background, and it's just stitched really in the middle so that you can move all those bits around. And then I did this one using some of that Battenberg lace, a lace flower, a bit of a doily, a different doily, and then a Suffolk puff and some gold beads. I thought it'd be nice to have the two different flowers, and I decided that that was going to be day 8. So there you go. So that's what we did yesterday. And now, while I was with you yesterday, I talked about going and having a look at, I've broken another nail, going and looking at Anne Brooks' tatting video, which I did. And this is what I've come up with. Look at that. Now I have decided that it is very, very fiddly and it's probably not for me, but I've tried it and I have got one little piece, so I'm really pleased with myself. I feel like that was a major achievement. Before we need to go any further, I need to apologise if you can hear the music in the background. Next door seems to be having some kind of party, and I thought, as it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if I left it any later, we probably wouldn't get it done. So, having done this tatting, I got into this mindset of old style things that were, you know, used to be done almost as the norm that are not now. And I rummaged through my sewing drawer and I found these. I'd forgotten that I had these. Anyone know what these are? This is an embroidery pattern, yeah. But this is from the 11th of June, 1923. I can't read any more to you because it's in French. But what I can tell you is this is a broderie anglaise pattern. Or cut work, as some people would refer to it. And then I found another one. And this one, again, is cut work, look. And this, oh, that's the back. This is the front. And this one is from the 1st of March, 1929. So, I'm going off, when I leave you, to investigate broderie anglaise and cut work and see if I can add a small something to that tatting. Right, so without further ado, number 6. We have got, I'm using these bags. I've already used one in a swap that I had to do. Oh, now this is beautiful. This is very, very dark. Which is great, and it's got a lovely little flower on it. Love it. So today I thought we'd do a bird. We've done flowers and or a flower page, and we've done a heart page. So now let's have a look at a bird. Now I've got this like chickadee, I've got this like turtle dove, and then I've got this owl. And I'm thinking, looking at this fabric, let's open it up, salvage it again, which is awesome. I'm thinking I don't know whether to do the chickadee. No, do you know what? Let's do the owl. Yeah, I'm going to do the owl. But I think what I want to do is I want some padding to him. So I think I want to cut him out of this wooding type stuff. Right, so I'm going to want, how big a strip of fabric? This big. So let's put, again, a snip on that first fold line. Let's tear down there like that. Let's put this away. We don't need much, do we? So again, let's chop that across there. And this is the thing, when you're doing slow stitching, or, you know, non-traditional quilting is what I'm going to call it, you do tend to use quite small pieces of fabric. In fact, for slow stitching, that's quite a large piece. So you don't really need a lot of supplies, to be honest. And then I'm going to lay this, get rid of those strings. Right, I'm going to have to cut this out a bit better, because, a bit closer, because I need to see. I'm not worried about that actually, because I'll make him a branch. Right, we need to see how much of this fabric we need. So let's get rid of that. He will actually now look even smaller. He'll fit on there. So let's put another little snip in there, like so. Straighten this out. Right, so that is now on there. That is going to go on there. Right, hang on, I'm just thinking about this. I think I'm going to change my mind now after all that, because I feel like this owl I don't really want to do in coloured fabric. I think I want to do it on a piece of calico, and I want to stitch all of those lines. So do I want to change my mind and do the Chickadee? See, I wasn't sure whether or not to do the Chickadee in the first place, was I? Or do we want to do the... No, that's too small for the turtle dove. So we are going to do the Chickadee. So change my mind completely. Sorry about that. And when I actually do the owl, you'll see what I mean. We'll do the owl as the next bird. I've cut his feet off, but we can stitch them back on. That's fine and dandy. So let's just pin this in place. And we are technically doing another piece of ephemera now, because I want this as obviously my top to go on a different page. So maybe we'll sit him on tomorrow's fabric. Although I was thinking that tomorrow we will have 7, won't we? Because this is day 6, so we're going to have 7 fabrics. So So it might be nice to do a woven page by weaving all the fabrics. So cut him out. I don't know. Do we need his spiky, tufty hair? I think we do. I think that's part of what makes his character, if I'm honest. Slide that pin back. And that one. And then back in. Okay. And now we're gonna come all the way round. We cut his beak in as well, because although I will probably put stitching or whatever over that, we are going to have the shape of it. Right, move all that out of the way. Nearly threw it into my coffee. That's not good, is it? Take our pins out. So I haven't asked. Everybody's happy, safe and well. There we go. It doesn't look too much like a chick at the moment, but it's the shape. So now what I want to do is I want to cut out his wing like so, and I'm going to find a piece of the fabrics we've already had. What about, oh, this one with the like borrow stitch on, I think would be good fabric on there. So I'll pin that on there. We're almost now doing a plique, aren't we? So been in town this morning, which is why it's so late. It's been my monthly visit to the nail salon. I've had my feet done, my toes are all pretty for all that Christmas partying I'm about to do. Ha ha. As a non-drinker, I don't really do many parties. But it's no excuse not having pretty toes, even if I'm the only one that sees them. Makes me smile, and that's what life's about at the moment. Things that make you smile. So there's our wing. Now we've got to work out where that wing belongs. So I'm just gonna line that up like that. Put this back on. I know you're upside down, I do apologise. Put this back on so that I know exactly where my wing should be. And this reminds me of my old stained glass days. Right. Just like that. Pick that up and pop a pin in there. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go around and trim this excess wood in, because I don't I don't really want a white line sticking out underneath him, do I? I think that's about it. So there's our little chick. So we need a page, don't we? What fabrics have we got? So, what if, oh, we use blue, oh, mind you, you see now, this is another reason I chose to choose random numbers, because obviously I used this fabric yesterday because it was fabric number 5, and we don't want these pages next to each other, but I chose that to be number 8, so that's all good. So, let's get ourselves a piece of our wadding for our page. So I'm thinking that if he's going to sit there like that, I feel like we need almost a sky, which is what this could be. Actually, no, do you know what I'm going to do? Right, here's a whole new thing for us. I'm going to get my rotary cutter and I'm going to get my own patchwork square, and I am going to do 2 inch, I'll just make sure you can see, there you go. I'm going to do 2 inch, no, 2.5. I'm going to do 2.5 inch strips. Now I don't know if I can do this sitting down. We're about to find out. Sort of is the answer. Right, so it's the right width, and I'm going to pop that one at the top like that. Okay, so that was yesterday's fabric, and then on the lower level I'm going to have a bit of garden, as it were. So I'm going to do 2.5 inch strip again, but this time, because I want it on the angle, I need it to be longer. So if we do a tear down there, I think that's going to be the right amount. Yeah. So we're going to do a 2.5 inch strip on here, this side, because that side is not straight. That's 3 inches, Claire, so you want a 2.5 inch strip there. Okay, I'm going to put this one, you see I've got it going on the angle this time, and then we're going to choose a different one for the middle. Now 1, 2, that was 3, that floral one was 4, that was 5, and obviously we've got the dark blue one today, which is 6. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning to our circles, and I'm going to put that through the middle as the middle sky. So let's measure this. So that is basically 2 1/4 into 3 1/4. So if I make sure that I've got 3 1/2, that should give me plenty for what I want to do. Okay, then if I bring this back and I tuck that under there, we've got a straight line there, but then we have got, pull it down a little bit like that, we've got a straight line at the top, we've got a diagonal line at the bottom, and then we can stitch Mr. Birdie on. But before we do that, let's get rid of all that extra, as I've got my cutting wheel out. So I'm going to get my triangle, because my triangle's longer than that square. Straighten that up. And then we can, I have to stand up. Whoops, and then I moved it, didn't I? Did you see that? Right. Let's move that one. Let's got rid of that one. Right, we obviously need some more pins on here, so let's put some more pins on. And this is why I don't usually trim it up till after it's all sewn down. And we've got a little tiny gap there, but we can sort that out when we put our branch across for Mr. Chickadee to be sitting on. Okay, scratch all those inbrick bits into my board and away we go. So I'll clean that up later, that's fine. So we've got this, okay, and then we're going to put him about there. So if I take this pin out and pin him there, take that pin out, because that is going all the way through there, and now I believe we're good to go. I might actually add another pin up here and move that one over there. I'll get an additional one to come, you see it's skew with, there we go, get one to come down here like that. Okay, and now I want a bit of that twine that I used before, and I'm not going to be able to find it now, am I? Of course. Oh, I know exactly where it is. It's in my embroidery box. So this twine, this is what we want. Now we can use this line. Whoops, gonna get an avalanche. We can use this diagonal line to be our branch line. So that wants to curl up, so, or even down. It's interesting, but anyway, so we're gonna put this across here. Like so, okay, and across there. So we get another long pin to go along there. Like so. So that's going to be the base of our branch that Mr. Chickadee is going to sit on. So let's trim that a little bit longer, and then that can sit there, and then we can maybe put another sort of branch up there, so that'll sit about there. Okay, like so. So I'll trim that off there, and then we'll put maybe another one. Not sure whether we put one up. Not sure. Might just settle for the two, and then I'll go along and I'll put some little blossoms on there as well. So there you go. Now I'm aware that I kept you for a whole hour yesterday, and I'm not sure that that's a good idea, although it does seem that you are not bothered whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, you just like watching. So I'm going to take myself off, and I'm going to do some quiet stitching and get all of this stitched down, and again you'll see it tomorrow when it's finished. I'm also going to investigate this broderie glaze. So I'd like to say, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found pleasure and inspiration. Take care. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.